This creepy story happened to one woman and is told on her behalf. I was about 12 years old. I went to bed in my room. I never closed the door because I was afraid to be alone at night in a confined space. My parents were sleeping in the hall. Trying to sleep, I kept tossing and turning, thinking about something, and at some point I opened my eyes. But I wish I hadn't. My mom was standing by the door, and I was surprised. Why is she standing there in the dark? I practically whispered to her, "Mom?" She didn't say anything. I felt uncomfortable with the rather strange situation. I said, "Mom," again, but she didn't say anything. Then I practically shouted, "Mom," and finally heard back, "What?" But to my horror, it didn't come from the audience. It was only then, on the third time, that I realized that it wasn't my mom at the door. I had never felt such horror. My heart pounded. I crawled under the blanket, afraid to move, and fell asleep reading scary stories. I've noticed before that people in similar situations fall asleep quickly. I guess it's a kind of defensive reaction of the body. If there is no way to physically remove yourself from the object of fear, the mind shuts down. But that's not all. Incredibly frightened by what I saw, the next few days I slept in the hall with my mother. My father had to sleep on the floor. I was terrified to open my eyes, although sometimes, for some reason, I wanted to. One morning, when it was getting light, I opened my eyes and saw the following. On the edge of the sofa where we slept, a man with disheveled hair was sitting. The outline was pretty clear, and he slowly stood up and sort of moved smoothly, without moving his feet, moving to the aisle opening. He smoothly turned around to face me. His eyes were closed and he looked like my dad. The man soared upward toward the aisle and froze like a hanged man. Slightly lowered his head. I stared at the whole thing with goggle eyes for a few minutes. I've been afraid to open my eyes at night ever since. It wasn't until relatively recently that I started opening my eyes on purpose to make sure everything was normal. I pray to God that the next time I open my eyes at night, I won't see that horror and those strange creatures from my childhood.